Do you ever feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells around someone? That sick, sinking feeling in your gut when you start questioning your own sanity, wondering if you're the one who's too sensitive or crazy? You're not alone, and you're not imagining things. That feeling is a blaring red flag, a warning from deep inside you that something is seriously wrong. We're going to give you a field guide to figuring out exactly who you might be dealing with, a psychopath, a narcissist, or a master manipulator, and show you the concrete steps to take your power back. What if I told you that you've probably been manipulated today and didn't even realize it? It's a wild thought, but the tactics these people use are often so subtle, so expertly woven into a normal conversation, they just fly under the radar. But knowledge is power. And when we're done here, you'll be able to see through the charade, protect your peace, and reclaim your reality. Living with that constant confusion and self-doubt is draining. It chips away at your confidence, isolates you from friends and family who just don't get it, and leaves you feeling completely powerless. You start buying into their version of reality, accepting the blame they're so good at shifting onto you, and thinking that somehow their happiness is your job. This is the toxic swamp where these personalities thrive. They feed on your empathy, your kindness, and your instinct to see the good in people. But we're not just talking about difficult people. We're talking about distinct psychological profiles that play by a completely different set of rules. Pinpointing who you're dealing with is the first critical step to breaking the cycle. Is it the cold, calculated emptiness of a psychopath? The fragile, bottomless ego of a narcissist? Or the sneaky, chameleon-like tactics of a master manipulator? Let's get into it. Section 1. Spot the psychopath, the predator in plain sight. The word psychopath probably makes you think of movie villains, but many live seemingly normal lives, hiding who they really are behind a mask of charm. While psychopath isn't a formal diagnosis in the DSM-5 anymore, it's largely seen as a severe form of antisocial personality disorder. The traits are very real. The defining feature of a psychopath is a chilling lack of empathy and remorse. They are emotionally shallow, meaning they experience emotions like love or guilt in a very superficial way, if at all, but they can become experts at faking them to blend in. Think of them as predators in the social jungle. Their relationships aren't about connection, they're about what they can get from you. They see people as objects or tools to be used for power, control, or personal gain. This is why their charm can feel so intense and disarming. It's not genuine, it's a weapon. They might seem witty and incredibly likable, but underneath is a cold, calculating mind. So, what are the key giveaways? First, that superficial charm. It can feel like a spotlight, like they understand you perfectly because they're mirroring your own hopes back to you. Second, a total lack of remorse. They can lie, cheat, or cause incredible pain without a second thought. If they get caught, they don't feel bad for what they did, only that their game was interrupted. You'll likely find yourself apologizing for their behavior. Third, impulsivity and a craving for stimulation. They get bored easily and might engage in reckless behavior just for the thrill, which can seem exciting at first but ultimately creates chaos. And finally, a parasitic lifestyle. They often live off of others, mooching off their kindness and resources with zero plans to ever give back. Dealing with a psychopath isn't about trying to fix them or appeal to a better nature that simply isn't there. Their emotional wiring is just different. The real danger lies in their unpredictability and their ability to cause harm without any internal brakes. Section 2. Unmask the narcissist, the fragile ego behind the mask. So, what about the narcissist? While they can also be master manipulators, their core motivation is completely different. Everything a narcissist does boils down to one thing: a desperate, bottomless need for admiration to protect a deeply fragile ego. Unlike the detached psychopath, a narcissist's emotions can be very involved, but only as long as they're being praised. Their entire world revolves around propping up their grandiose self-image. They genuinely believe they're special and superior to everyone. But this isn't real confidence, it's a house of cards built on deep-seated insecurity. And that's the key to understanding them: their ego is as massive as it is brittle. This is why they react with such explosive anger, or narcissistic rage, to even the slightest criticism. Any perceived insult is a direct threat to their entire identity. Here's what to look for. First, that grandiose sense of self-importance. They brag, exaggerate their accomplishments, and expect to be treated as royalty. Second, an intense need for constant admiration. They require a steady stream of praise, often called narcissistic supply, just to feel okay. Relationships are just a way to get that supply. Third, a profound lack of empathy. They are unable or just unwilling to recognize the feelings and needs of others. Your problems are boring unless they can somehow use them to make themselves look good. Fourth, a huge sense of entitlement and a habit of exploiting people. They expect special treatment and will use others to get what they want without a second thought. And finally, their manipulation is usually more emotional. A psychopath is cold and strategic, but a narcissist uses guilt-tripping, playing the victim, and emotional blackmail to make you feel responsible for their feelings. While a psychopath can be more dangerous in a physical sense, a narcissist is a master of psychological destruction, leaving victims feeling drained, confused, and worthless. If any of this is hitting a little too close to home and you're getting some value out of this, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Our goal is to give you the clarity and tools to handle these tough situations, and by subscribing, you won't miss out on more content that can help you on your journey. Section 3. Identify the manipulator, the master of deception. Now, manipulator is a bit different. It's a description of behavior, not a formal personality disorder. Manipulation is the tool. And while all psychopaths and narcissists are manipulators, not all manipulators fall into those categories. A master manipulator is anyone who skillfully uses mind games and deceit to control others for their own benefit. They are experts at pulling strings from the shadows, making you think their ideas were yours all along. Their methods are often subtle, designed to make you doubt yourself. Let's pull back the curtain on their favorite tactics. One of the most damaging is gaslighting. This is when they deliberately twist reality to make you question your own mind. They'll deny saying or doing things, even when you have proof. They'll call you crazy or too sensitive until you actually start to believe it. Another classic is playing the victim. They will always find a way to be the one who was wrong to get your sympathy and shift focus away from their actions. It makes you feel sorry for them and less likely to hold them accountable. They are also pros at using your weaknesses against you. A good manipulator is perceptive. They'll learn your insecurities and fears, and then use that knowledge as a weapon to control you. They also use the debt trap. They'll do you favors or give you gifts, not out of kindness, but to make you feel like you owe them. Later, they'll cash in that debt for control. Finally, they often use charm and flattery, a tactic known as love bombing, to create a fast and intense feeling of intimacy. Once you trust them, the exploitation begins. At its heart, manipulation is about deception. They twist facts, leave out key details, and lie to keep you off balance and under their thumb. Recognizing these tactics is like flipping on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, their games are obvious, and they lose their power. Section 4. The Ultimate Defense, 3 Steps to Reclaim Your Power. So now that you can spot the signs, how do you fight back? It's not about playing their game or trying to out-manipulate them. You'll lose. They've been practicing their whole lives. The only winning move is to refuse to play. Here are 3 steps to take your power back. Step 1. Detach and observe. Go gray rock. These personalities are fueled by your emotional reactions. Your anger, your tears, your frustration, it's all feedback that their tactics are working. The most powerful thing you can do is become as boring as a gray rock. This is a popular strategy that involves practicing emotional detachment. When they try to provoke you, don't engage. Give short, factual, unemotional answers. Don't argue or defend yourself. This starves them of the drama they crave. Stop sharing personal information they can use against you later. Detaching doesn't mean you're a robot, it means you're choosing not to show your feelings to the person who will only use them as a weapon. You're simply observing their behavior and choosing not to get in the ring. Step 2. Establish and enforce ironclad boundaries. Boundaries aren't suggestions, they're your non-negotiable rules for how you will be treated. These personality types constantly push boundaries because they think the rules don't apply to them. You have to be crystal clear about what you will and will not tolerate. State your boundaries calmly but firmly. For example, I won't continue this conversation while you're yelling. If you keep yelling, I'm leaving the room. The most important part? You have to follow through. Every single time. If your boundaries are inconsistent, you're just teaching them to push harder. And don't worry about their reaction. Their anger or guilt tripping is just more manipulation. Step 3. Build your support system and trust your gut. These individuals work by isolating you. They want you to think they're the only person who really gets you. It's a trap. It is absolutely vital to reconnect with trusted friends, family, or a good therapist. Talk to people who can give you an outside perspective and confirm that what you're experiencing is real. This shatters the isolation and reminds you that your grasp on reality is solid. Above all, learn to trust your gut again. That feeling of walking on eggshells, that little voice telling you something is off, that is your internal alarm system working perfectly. Don't let anyone convince you it's broken. Getting your life back from the influence of a psychopath, narcissist, or manipulator is a process, not an overnight fix. It takes guts to see the truth and even more guts to act on it. If you're going through this, please think about getting support from a therapist who has experience with toxic relationships and personality disorders. You don't have to do this alone. Remember, you can't change them, but you can absolutely change how you respond to them. By detaching, setting firm boundaries, and leaning on your support system, you take the power out of their hands and put it right back where it belongs, in yours. You are not too sensitive. You are not crazy. You are a person who deserves respect, honesty, and kindness. Never forget that. Thanks for watching.